And I remember going through that Neiman Marcus and telling my girlfriends that it looked like a Nordstrom. And I was like, I don't quite understand what Neiman Marcus Group is trying to do, because Bergdorf is such a New York staple. To open the Neiman Marcus here would be like bastardizing their sales.
Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never ran, said no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Hello my darlings, it's Dion Dean. Welcome to another video. I was not slated to do a fashion or retail chat today, but we have news hot off the press. Saks has purchased Neimans. What does that mean for you and I? Well, it's not really Saks, it's actually Hudson Bay Group that has purchased. I'm taking all of Riley's YouTube stuff off of here. I had these articles pulled up and then she decided she wanted to play. Hey, how are you? How was your weekend? Mine was great. One of the things that I'm thinking about doing is actually launching a second channel, because I opened this one article on Business Wire and then went into Retail Dive, and I saw like 4 or 5 different fashion chats that I want to do. JCPenney is closing doors. Target is becoming the new Dollar Tree with their new dollar spot. So I want to talk about that and the Target consumer versus Dollar Tree consumer. So let me know in the comment section if you think I should launch a separate channel just focusing on business, fashion business news, 2 or 3 times a week. We get on there, we chat, we go live. Because honestly, there's so much material within retail. Anyway, let's get into it. HBC, Hudson Bay Corporation, I think it is. HBC, parent company of Saks Fifth Avenue, to acquire Neiman Marcus Group for $2.6 billion and establish Saks Global, a technology-powered luxury retail company. To many of us, this came as no surprise. Back in 2020, I believe it was, I'm sure in the article it will say that, I think it does say that. In 2020, Neiman Marcus filed bankruptcy. And it was at that time that the sharks were in the water, like, okay, what we about to do with Neiman Marcus? And Neiman Marcus has had its issues. They filed bankruptcy. It couldn't pay its debtors. It took on a lot of debt, mostly for infrastructure work and for e-commerce that didn't necessarily pan out. They ended up having to shut some doors. The one here in Fort Lauderdale at the Galleria Mall, that was one of them that they totally refurbed. Right, they got all this money, all this investment to refurbish their stores and update their stores, and then some of them eventually closed anyway. Again, the one at Galleria was one of those stores that they revamped. I mean, it was a totally new store, and it did not survive the pandemic, and so it's closed. And one of the articles was saying that Neimans in Oakbrook, my Chicagoans, those of you that live in Chicago and the suburbs, I did not know that. So Neiman Marcus Oakbrook was also one of the stores that closed, right? So that being said, they have had their troubles. They've had to lay off workers, corporate and of course store. And so, you know, this was kind of already in the works for those of us that study retail. We were like, okay, it's a coming. And then of course they let go of Farfetch. So Neiman Marcus Group is actually Neiman Marcus and Bergdorf Goodman. Why do I bring that up? Because in 2019, I'll see if I don't think I have any videos. Maybe I have a picture or 2. If I do, I will put it up to the side as a split screen. I was still in the classroom. I was lead faculty of the fashion retailing program at Johnson & Wales University down here. That university has since closed the North Miami campus, but it's still in operation in Providence. Providence. That being said, we took our seniors to New York. We took them every year for their senior trip, right, where they had to do a project and so on and so forth. And one of the stores we actually went to was Neiman Marcus, the brand new Neiman Marcus that opened in Hudson Yards. And I remember going through that Neiman Marcus and telling my girlfriends that it looked like a Nordstrom. And I was like, I don't quite understand what Neiman Marcus Group is trying to do, because Bergdorf is such a New York staple. To open the Neiman Marcus here would be like bastardizing their sales, and it's not good. It wasn't good. The Neiman Marcus, for those of you that live in New York that have been to that Neiman Marcus was not that good. It reminded me of Nordstrom, to be fair. And in that same year, I believe Nordstrom moved to New York, right? And the Nordstrom in New York is amazing. Of course, I'm biased because I'm a Nordstrom girl. But Nordstrom, people received Nordstrom so well, and they just did not take to Neiman Marcus for whatever reason. And I'm going to say it's because they had a Bergdorf's. So there are just little moves like that just kind of put a nail in the coffin for Neiman Marcus. And so I was not surprised that I'm not surprised by this. So let's go through some of these points, and this is business why I'm going to leave this article and the one from Retail Dive in the description box. Yes, in the description box. I keep on using them interchangeably. So these are the points they make. Following the closing of the transaction, Saks Global will be well positioned to meet luxury consumers' evolving expectations by advancing the luxury shopping experience. Saks Global, which is what they will now be called, which includes Saks, Off Fifth, Last Call, Neiman Marcus, and Bergdorf's, will invest in luxury shopping experience, ensuring that customers can seamlessly access a broad fashion assortment throughout their channel of choice. Now, this is not going to say that Neiman Marcus is now going to turn into Saks. They're both going to keep their separate identities, which they probably learned from Macy's. Like, you cannot go into a market that is known for Neiman Marcus and just switch all of those to Saks. As a matter of fact, in Dallas, all my Dallas people stepped to the front. When I was living in Dallas, Neiman Marcus is a Dallas founded entity. And when I was there were no Saks Fifth Avenue in Dallas. This is 2013, 14, 15, almost 16. So in that time, I don't remember there being a Saks Fifth Avenue because Neiman Marcus was a Dallas brand, right? So that being said, now that they have the acquisition, Neiman Marcus, when they acquired Neiman Marcus, they acquired those assets, they acquired those stores, they acquired all of the intellectual property, they acquired our email addresses, which is gold for them, right? So that being said, they're going to give us a better retail experience. They're going to expand on their online functionality and fulfillment processes. They're going to serve their customers through personalized interactions. Number 3, support established and emerging brands. It says for over 100 years, Saks, Neimans, Bergdorf, and Goodman, Saks, Neimans, and Bergdorf have deeply committed to helping luxury consumers discover latest fashion and establish emerging designers. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if that to be true or not. I think because they have more pull, I think they will be able to attract and support emerging designers. However, because they have now become so large, I think that it's not going to be to the benefit of those designers because they can, if you get in, you get in. But if you don't get in, you don't get in, right? Because it's now Saks Global. It's not just, you meet with the team at Saks or you just meet with the team at Neimans. Or now they're all one. And so they have bargaining rights, right? They have the bargaining chips to say, okay, well, we know what you're doing here at Saks. We know what you're doing here at Neimans. So I don't know. And they're not combining, to my knowledge, per this, they're not combining buying teams and all that kind of stuff. They're keeping separate entities. However, now when they go in to, meet with a Dior or to meet with a, let's see, who's another vendor? Do they have Chanel vendors? Yes, they have vendor spots at Saks. Chanel, when they go meet with these big brands, they now go in as Saks Global. With the smaller person, when they're talking about helping luxury consumers discover the latest fashion from established and emerging designers, I would love to know what that looks like, working with emerging designers. Through its improved e-commerce experience and well-located store fleet, Saks Global will help emerging and established brands reach their target customers. I would love to know the how. And I'm sure that as this unfolds, we'll get to know the how. And then creating value for employees. Well positioned to succeed in the evolving and growing luxury industry, Saks will offer value and career development opportunities to employees. The current CEO of Saks.com will become the CEO of Saks Global, leading Saks Global's retail and consumer businesses. Let's see. Upon closing of the transaction, Saks Global will comprise of the Saks Fifth Avenue, Saks Off Fifth, Neiman Marcus, and Bergdorf Goodman brands. Okay, so I don't see Neiman Marcus last call, but I'm assuming that don't close last call. It will also include all of the U.S. real estate. Wow, U.S. real estate assets. Neiman Marcus Group's real estate assets, creating a $7 billion portfolio of well-located retail real estate assets in top-tier luxury shopping destinations. So a lot of times when I've talked, not even a lot of times, when I talk about luxury and what your money is going towards, why you're spending $3,000 on a bag, I'm not saying why we are spending, $1,000 on earrings and $3,000 on a bag, is because we're getting to experience shopping in the world's best and most luxurious shops in the best parts of town. So we pay for that real estate. Let's see. It talks about HBC continue their work in Canada, transaction details, blah 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 blah. So yeah, that's it for that. So let's see. Let's go to the other article. The other article was Retail Dive, and it just kind of mirrored what Business Wire has put out. Is it going to come up? Let's see. Saks Fifth Avenue parent company to acquire Neimans for $2.6 billion. This is the one where it shows Neiman Marcus Oakbrook. And so, yeah, again, it's saying that they want to expand personal shopping and styling services. So it seems like they just want to do more in more markets. So I'm in my brain, just from reading that article and reading this one, it really is about moving Saks Fifth Avenue, moving into areas and spaces and markets, I should say. Saks Fifth Avenue moving into markets where they have no pull. There are places where Neiman Marcus is the shopping place to be, and there are places where Saks takes the helm, right? Here in South Florida, we have, I'm just going to say Boca Town Center, Palm Beach Gardens. You know what? I don't think I've ever been to Neimans and to Palm Beach Gardens. Every time I go to Neimans, it's in Miami. So in Boca, we have Neimans and Saks at Boca Town Center. Coral Gables, we have Neiman Marcus and Nordstrom. At Brickell City Center, we have Saks. At Bell Harbor, we have Neiman Marcus and Saks. And so you can't judge Miami, because we're a shopping hub for Central and South America and the Caribbean. So we have an inordinate amount of shopping, both luxury and otherwise. Anyway, that was retail news. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit and get your thought. What do you guys think about Hudson Bay Group, the people who own, or the entity that owns Saks? They've now purchased Neiman Marcus. How do you think it's going to affect you? I don't know how it's going to affect us. I know one thing my best friend said was Saks couldn't even pay their bills. How they got money to buy Neimans? She's a merchant for a large design house. And so she knows at that level, in terms of Saks being able to pay their vendors and so on and so forth. So her first thing was, how they they don't even pay their own bills. How they got money to buy other businesses? So we'll see. Hopefully, I think e-commerce is huge for all vendors, for all entities. I feel like if they are able to increase that and give the consumer the edge, in terms of personal shopping and offering them things and bringing them into the store, if they can get a hold of that, then they'll absolutely make it. I think my only thought would be that, again, Neiman Marcus tried to do all these different things that made no sense, like, opening up in Hudson Yards, investing in real estate and, dead malls. To me, there are certain things that just don't make sense. And so if they continue on that track of just doing things that don't make sense, I don't know if it's going to work. One thing that I will say, somebody said that, I don't know who it was. If I can find the article, I'll list it again, is that becoming Saks Global positions them to now move into Asia. And so I didn't think about that because I don't know what the shopping landscape is like in Asia and what those luxury stores look like. So I know that they do have a Neimans and Saks type stores there, but I don't remember the names. Please forgive me. I'll do some research for you guys. But that would be interesting, is, you know, if and how they make that move into Asia, what would that look like? Would it even be received? You know what I mean? Anyway, let me know in the comment section, do you think that we should create another channel so that, you know, 3 or 4 times a week, I think I can be giving you the latest in retail news, fashion news, especially as we get into fashion month. I could be reviewing shows. Not to say that I couldn't do it on this channel, but there's a lot more freedom that we have on another channel, whereas this one could just be me out in the street shopping, and that one can literally just be us learning and laughing together. All right, have a wonderful day, my darlings, and I will see you very, very soon. Mwah. Bye.
Go, 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 go.